the KC Metro. Governor Mike Parson says this just shows Missouri has the ability to attract and support world-class companies. When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-208-9TIP. For News Talk KZRG, I'm Ty Albright on KIX 102.5.
We'll see sunshine today with a late afternoon chance of showers with highs in the upper 60s. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows dipping down to the upper 40s. A chance of showers again Friday afternoon, highs in the upper 60s, and cooler on Saturday. Sunshine, highs in the upper 50s.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar showing a few clouds over the 4 states.
46 in Clarkson, 41 in Pittsburgh, 44 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, set to the KIX app.
Time now for the KIX Kids Pledge. Today we're featuring Blake from Joplin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Blake. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to the Morning KIX page on the KIX website and click on the button there to find out how to upload your audio.
How'd you like to win some cash?
We've got your chance to win cash the easiest way possible with the KIX 102.5 Secret Sound just 18 minutes from now.
The jackpot, by the way, is over $300, $302.50 now.
So all you have to do is be caller number 5 at 623-1025 at 720 and tell us what the sound is, and the money's yours.
Here's Tyler Hubbard
On the 4 states, number 1 for cash.
KIX 102.5.
Morning, everybody.
I think that's right. Brett never saves
302.50.
it on my end.
If you'll reload it.
Thank you.
Like that.
Good morning.
So I'm so pleased you're watching Lost again. We've been talking about Lost. So Jen is now into the 3rd season.
Uh-huh.
What episode?
12, I think.
You're that far along?
Yeah.
And how many are in the season?
Oh, there's a boatload. There's like 23, I think. Something like that. There's a lot.
Yeah, but you're like halfway through it.
Yeah.
You've not got long to go. Wow.
I just got to dedicate myself and do
With
it.
you talking about all these details you've been bringing up, and I'm like, wow, she is really getting along in this. So is it more interesting now?
Yes and no. I didn't care a lot for the part where they were just caged up. Jack, and Sawyer and Kate.
Mm-hmm.
I liked watching the stuff on the island. I thought that was super interesting when they, had to do with the beach and
finding all
everything.
these different places.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, we're not doing anything. We're just stuck in cages.
Right.
Which I get that. Which focus on the place a little bit. Trying to figure out the place is kind of interesting. Also, I would say it's probably safe now for you. It's really not until after this episode, but you could look up a map of Lost, the map of the island space.
Mm-hmm.
So you could see there's going to be a few things on there. You're going to be like, who? What? What is that? What? Maybe wait a little bit. Wait just a little bit. I'd wait until the end of this season. But
Where's
after this
Jimmy
season,
when I need her to tell you not to spoil anything?
Yeah. After the end of this season, you could look up a map of the island and you realize just how extensive all this is.
Mm-hmm.
If you find a good one.
Well, I know there's more than one island at this point.
Well, there's little. So, yes, the place that they are where the cages is a little island just to the north of the main island.
Yeah, like 2 miles away or something.
Yeah.
Said. There were 6 seasons of Lost, right? We looked it up a little bit ago.
So
Thank you,
she's about
Jimmy.
halfway through there. So you realize the girl.
Which one? There's more than
The young girl.
It's probably Russo's daughter.
Yes. But you don't know who her father is.
No.
Okay. That's a very important detail that will be made known later.
Okay.
And how it's just so genius the way all of it is tied together, because you're like, this person, all this, and it's such a slow burn that, what's his name?
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams does. Such a good storyteller. But he's never done anything like this since then.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy says, Randy, don't tell her.
I'm not telling her, Jimmy. I did give her a couple of little spoilers earlier about Locke ending up in the desert. That's all I told her. And she's like, what?
Locke,
How?
you said
what?
it was Ben.
Did I?
Yeah, Ben ends up in the Sahara. Is it Locke?
Maybe.
Who ends up in the desert now?
We'll find out. You'll find out at the end of next season. So, And I didn't say how or what or anything like that. I just told her that. I also told her to be looking for one of the other pods that she hasn't. So they found Swan. What's the name of the guy? One with the guy with the eye patch.
Whatever that one is, yeah.
Whatever that one is.
And then there's the observation one.
Yeah, and there's the one where they did the obstetrics, where they Juliet did the scan on Claire's baby and everything, and
then there's the Hydra.
June, son and what's her name? Jen's baby. You do know she's pregnant, surely.
Yeah.
Okay, they did that, and the Hydra is one. There's another one that has not been revealed yet. We've talked a lot about the cloud monster and what that might be, but I've not revealed any of that.
Jimmy says you did it again, right?
I did not. I've answered some questions about pertinent things.
Not talking to you, Siri.
Pertinent things. She's got a lot of questions about, like, Sawyer and Sawyer's childhood that I've
there's a lot of things that are still up in the air that you just don't know. You just don't know.
I do.
And there's a lot of things that are confusing.
Yes. So letting her understand. I told her, I said, there's really 4 main stories that are going on. There's the others. There's the story of Dharma. There's the story of the survivors. And there's the story of Jacob, which she doesn't know who Jacob is, but she heard him referenced many times. So I've not told her anything. I'm not giving away anything she doesn't already know.
Megan says, I'm lost. And Jimmy goes, we're all lost.
That's the name of the show. So those 4 stories and how they converge and tie together is what the whole show's about. So you thought it was about an airplane crash, and now you're realizing it's not. That's a very, very small part of the story.
Yes.
It really is.
That was cool, though, learning how it was Desmond's fault for the...
Now, she did learn
crash.
that it wasn't really Desmond's fault.
The guy left, and...
Yeah, it was the Swan pod that caused the airplane to crash. Not really the Swan pod, but what's under the
magnetism,
Swan.
Magnets, or whatever.
The great power.
The great power.
Yes, there is a power source.
That's beyond just the magnets?
Yeah, well, it's...
Jimmy, don't tell her.
I'm not. I'm helping her understand some things. I told her, I said, at the end of next season, though, something will happen, and someone will end up in the desert. But at that point, the story will do this great. And everything from then on is just one big mind blow. I mean, it's just one after another. You come away feeling numb a lot of the times. I would, because I'd be like, it's too much. Too much to comprehend. Too much for me to understand. Stuff is happening. And there's things that have happened that are setting you up for these things. So that when they happen, there's this, it's kind of a mental thing. It's almost like a deja vu realization. You know, there are so many, oh my gosh, moments.
Yeah.
Where things begin to go click, 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 click. It's almost, you can hear clicking just nonstop while you're watching it. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 709.
A late afternoon chance of showers today with highs in the upper 60s. It's 44 in Joplin.
So you could try to win the lottery, which admittedly is a lot of money. But also, have you looked at the odds of winning that?
Oh, no. What is it?
It's like 1 in infinity.
I think you've got way better odds of winning the secret sound.
Oh, definitely you do, because look what you have to do to win the secret sound. All you have to do is be calling number 5 at 623-1025. That's nothing.
Easy.
And
perfect.
Then tell us what the sound is.
And then that's it. The money's yours.
That's it. The money is yours. Your next chance to guess and win is in 10 minutes.
Here's Eli Young Band.
On the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Yeah, the Mega Millions is what, $977 million right now?
Yeah, it's right at $1 billion. Probably will be by the time of the drawing.
Has anyone guessed the second sound? No. Same sound.
30250.
Yep. Did I tell you last night was the first night that we slept in the new house, finally?
No, you told me that you were going to on Monday.
Well, we were, but since I've still not been feeling great.
Hi there, Morning KIX.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, what's
Morning.
going on?
I'll give you all the time this morning.
Oh, no thanks.
Ooh.
I don't need one.
Oh, he really does, all the time. Go for it.
On the next Would You Rather Wednesday, everybody wants to see you in the dress and high heels.
No, they don't.
They
no,
do,
they don't.
though.
They really
They do.
don't.
I agree,
This
Will.
What is with all the cross-dressing? There's enough of that going on in
When he
Joplin,
puts you in a dress and high heels and you
No.
can go walk down 32nd Street,
No, thanks. No,
swing
thanks.
a boa around.
No, been there, done that. It's not as interesting.
He's like this straight. He needs to walk over and buy something at Fish Plus in the dress.
It's not
That's
as
a good
interesting as
idea.
you might think. It's really not.
To you.
It's really
To
not.
the rest of us, though, we enjoy it thoroughly.
Yeah, but you got to really ask yourself, what's wrong with me that I really want to see this so badly?
It's like, man, I have such a great sense of humor.
Do you sit around and think of this when we're not talking to one another? I mean, that makes me nervous. Bye.
See ya.
Said goodbye.
Wow, that never happened.
No.
No, so since I've not been feeling real great, we've just been keeping it real low key. But last night, we finally went over and slept and spent the night.
On the floor.
No,
No furnishings, nothing.
we have some furnishings. Our new bed's there, which is exciting. And it's a memory foam bed. It's real nice. And Kyle was not entirely aware of how memory foam mattresses work. And so he jumped on it thinking it was going to like
And he
bounce
goes,
like a spring bed. And he's went, thunk.
Yep.
And he was like, my face.
Well, our sleep number that we have is a memory foam. It's an M7, so it's got the memory foam top to it, which I don't like.
Really?
We had the P series before that, which I could make this the P series, but I don't want to. That would smell weird. So the P series is the pillow tops, and I liked that so much more. But Gina really, really, really likes the memory foam top on this. To me, it's too soft. It's just too. So I tend to elevate my number a lot higher with this bed than I did with the P series.
Mm-hmm. Julie's back.
Back on the secret sound, she said, if this next person mentions anything about a certain repeat guess, I'm going to have to copy and paste. What? What mentions a repeat guess? Copy, paste what?
Do you like your purple mattress?
Yeah, Sarah, do you like that?
That's the one where they put the little egg in there and they jump and jump and it doesn't break.
They do that with sleep number too. And I'm like, really? Is that such a... I mean, you can do that with a piece of concrete too. So is that the desirable outcome? Oh, they've said briefcase 3 or 4 times.
It was so nice though. And it was, the bed is big enough now where like Kyle has his own quadrant and I have my own quadrant. And the dog can walk around and the whole bed's not.
The thing I like that I will say about the non-transferable movement is it's a lot easier to sleep with someone.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Sarah loves her purple. So I will say this, the whole thing with sleep number about, you know, how they tell you lay down and inflate it up and it inflates around the contours of your body, providing support at all the blah, blah, blah. Hogwash. It is fine, yes, if you were to lay in that position all night long, but nobody does that.
The bed that we were in Megan's room was the purple mattress bed.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, forgive me for not noticing at the time, but I was in there with two women, so
we were a
it's
little
like,
busy in that bed.
oh, that didn't sound right at all.
Am I wrong?
No, you're correct.
We were filming.
Yeah, you think by now they would figure out, oh, it is not a briefcase.
Well, people are not keeping track of things.
Yeah,
well,
not like Tiffany
is.
does. So that's to your benefit, Tiffany.
Yes.
The more they get it wrong, the bigger the jackpot is for when you finally get it right.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to continue to get it wrong.
Morning, Lisa. Sarah's bed, not yeah. We've not been in Megan's bed. Jimmy keeps track too. And you won the secret sound before, you know. That was to your benefit. Morning, Catherine. Yeah, it was great though. So we finally have a really big backyard where we can just open up the door and let the dogs go. And that's what we did last night. And Nix was in heaven. I have never seen this dog run so many laps at once. She was like, rah, rah, rah. She was so happy. The hardest part is being caller number 5.
Four states, number one for country morning kicks with Randy and Jen.
Your first chance of the day to guess and win the secret sound right after Justin Moore.
On the four states, number one for country.
KIX 102.5.
I don't know.
Let's look, shall we? Hey, it's Will. Good morning, Will. We were just talking to you.
Were we?
You should tell everyone your idea and see what they think.
I think it's a dumb idea. I shouldn't tell anyone.
Okay, that's rude.
People will realize. KIX 102.5, the four states, number one for country morning kicks with Randy and Jen.
Well, see, excuse me, my goodness.
I hope we don't. Man,
You're not gonna
duck if
see that.
you see that coming.
We'll see
Jeez.
sunshine today with a late afternoon chance of showers. Highs in the upper 60s. It's 44 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast in just 5 minutes. But right now, it is your chance to win the cash with the KIX 102.5 Secret Sound.
We're talking $302.50.
Could be yours if you can tell us.
What is this sound? What do you think? What is that?
Be caller number 5 at 623-1025. Tell us what it is, and the money is yours.
From the four states, number one for cash?
I say. I know better, so I just don't know. I can't remember where that is. I know we
Yeah.
had it. Hi there, Morning KIX.
Caller number 1.
Hi, Morning KIX.
Caller 2.
Hi, Morning KIX.
Caller number 3.
Hi there, Morning KIX.
Caller number 4.
Hi, Morning KIX. Who is this?
Brett Nichols.
Brett? Did you say Brett or Red?
Brett.
Brett, where you from?
Brett from Joplin.
You are calling number 5. All right, Brett, it's your chance to win the cash, $302.50.
If you can tell us, what is this sound?
Is it a doorstop being flipped?
He says a doorstop being flipped.
For $302.50, that is not it.
Thank you.
But we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, making it $327.50.
And then give you another chance to play with MJ at 11:20.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Brett. All right, let me see if I can figure out how we did this. Go to Classic Post. Yep. Image sources, licensed images.
Yes, there it is. License.
All right, you ready? 15 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for cash.
Looking for caller number 5 to guess and win the secret sound. Brett from Joplin.
You are calling number 5. All right, Brett, it's your chance to win the cash, $302.50.
If you can tell us, what is this sound?
Is it a doorstop being flipped?
He says a doorstop being flipped.
For $302.50, that is not it.
Thank you.
But we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, making it $327.50.
And then give you another chance to play with MJ at 11:20.
Sounds good.
Hi there, Morning KIX.
Yes. Is it your fingers on the desk not tapping like a rhythm?
Well, you've got to be the 5th caller to be able to make a guess at 7:20, 11:20, or 4:20. So we can't tell you whether that's correct or incorrect unless you're that 5th caller.
So try again at 11:20 with MJ, okay?
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Get it? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So
What?
it's not loading all of it. Oh, boy. Or I could just do this. I mean, this one's not bad. That's it. Yep. That first one, I think, is probably the best bet. So it's just is it? All right, we're working on something. Don't know what that could be.
Hello. Morning, Romelda. Is this sound going to be a chewing paper situation again? What do you mean by that?
What does that mean?
So, Jen, I'm a little late on seeing stuff. I saw your video of you picking out your wedding dress. That was beautiful, but that one lady, the dress was just... You mean the one at the end there? She didn't fill it in quite right. That's probably why they all want to see you in a dress again, because you've done it before and it's great.
It's stupid. It's so dumb.
You looked beautiful in that wedding dress. Some of these pictures are just funny. Okay, done with that.
Oh, this is annoying. So it didn't put it where it said it put it.
Is this going to be a massive
It put
headache
it in
now?
the pit.
Oh. Mm-hmm. There we go. That's good. The chewing paper sound stumped everybody to the point the jackpot was maxed out. Secret sound just started. We'll leave it at that. Nice. Good. You sent a picture, Shalala? What did you send? That's a cute bag. Let's see. Speaking of,
For now,
yep.
have access to it.
Yeah.
And having done
Do you have the stuff ready for this next break?
that, no, be active. Yes.
Okay. We're that's 34, 35, 36. We're gonna go at 34.
Okay.
Yeah, so last night, first night, we slept in the new house and everything was going great. and the dogs were having just the best time. And then I don't know if the dogs got too rowdy or if Atlas stepped on something, but the next thing you know, he yelps and he won't put any pressure on one of his back legs. And so he's hopping around, and Kyle and I looked that leg over, looked his paw over between his toes, could not see any blood or anything. So I don't know if he pulled a muscle or if he hurt his hip or what. There's no snakes that I saw. But we were keeping an eye on him last night, and then this morning, he's still hopping around. So I think we're going to try to get him into the vet and figure out what happened to him. It's a stampede of puppies. That was so cute when they were running to you. They all have this weird little faces. Yellow jackets burrow in the ground. Oh, I hope he didn't step on a yellow jacket. Ow.
Yeah. Well, but the thing about yellow jackets is if there's one, there's hundreds. You don't just get one yellow jacket. You're getting in the nest.
I love it. Here you go. 13 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
We'll see sunshine today, maybe some rain in the afternoon with highs in the upper 60s. It's 44 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast and 4 states news in just 26 minutes.
So today's a big day if you're a basketball fan.
That's right, March Madness. It officially kicks off today. This is the day 1.
First 4, round 1
of
March Madness.
Yes, that's right. So, I mean, yesterday they had what was it?
The first, so this is where I get really confused because they have
first
four, and then they have the first round,
which is the first actual rounds of March Madness. So if you're doing a bracket, today is the day that it begins to get affected by that. So
this is the day that counts, the first one.
That's right. So this is the important day. That's why there's going to be absolutely nothing getting done at work today.
Well, that's because everyone's going to be on their computers watching March Madness.
And I don't understand this. Like, it affects the outcome of the game. You couldn't just go check the score at some point.
That's way more interesting to watch the games. And there's so many games to go and watch right now.
And I guess there's a lot of people that have a lot of money riding on this. So, yeah, you know where their attention is going to be focused today. We all have that one person in the office who is going to be stuck in front of his computer with hoops going on in front of it and then trying to hide it when the boss comes by.
Well, I think we need to salute them as the real American hero they are.
This station presents Real American Heroes.
Real American hero.
Today, we salute you, Mr. Watches Sports on his work computer.
Watches sports on his work computer.
It's time for the madness of March to begin, but you have to work. However, nothing will stop your hoop dreams because the only thing in the office you care about today is the office pool.
All of the games are streaming live online.
Patricia will get her quarterly figures at halftime.
She's just gonna make me redo them anyway. Yeah.
So the next time you hear Harold from accounting scream, "Yes!" while he's working on a TPS report titled Bracketology, it's not a paradigm shift. No, it's Mr. Watches Sports on his work computer, a real American hero.
Mr. Watches sports on his work computer.
Hey, don't forget to catch up on Facebook when the game is over.
If you haven't been... No, and I want to watch that, Megan. I don't have Max, so I haven't been able to watch it. The new Quiet on Set documentary.
What's it about?
It's about Dan Schneider and a lot of the kids who used to work for Nickelodeon and just the trauma they endured at his hands.
Britney Spears. No, she was Disney, wasn't
She was Disney. Bye, Sarah. Have a great day.
Lindsay Lohan. No, she was Disney too, wasn't she?
No, this is like Jeanette McCurdy, her story.
Who?
Sam from iCarly and Sam and Cat.
Who? Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes is Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. When Nickelodeon messes him up, they mess him up good.
I don't think she's... Who was all in the documentary? Do you know?
I wasn't. I was not in.
Let's see. Drake Bell is in it, it looks like. Alexa Nicholas. Which I went down the rabbit hole checking out her stuff on Instagram. She has been just incredibly vocal about her circumstances in which she went through. Mark Summers, Kyle Sullivan from All That, Katrina Johnson, Giovanni Samuels, a lot of folks from All That. Good gracious. Christy Stratton, Drake Bell, wow, among others. Which one is Kyle Sullivan? Oh, okay. I remember him. Wow.
What?
Wow. Just reading more about the Quiet on Set. Morning, Kinda. It's Thursday. It's not today.
I mean, QC Kinetics is at 9:50, right?
8:50. Yeah, some of the skits just in general were very like, these are kids and you're pushing it.
Well, we like to treat them like adults.
No. They're
Worst
children.
idea ever.
Or you're fixating on things that don't need fixating on children.
Oh.
But anyway, it's very surreal to own a house.
Got to go right on the wall somewhere just because you can.
Just because we can, yeah. Kyle and I were just sitting in our room last night, and he's like, this is incredible.
Yeah, it is until there's water damage somewhere in the
And then we're like, no!
Why do we do this? It's going to cost how much?
I'll never
I mean, we can't
financially
just call someone to
recover.
fix it?
Right?
Well, you can, but you get to pay.
You get to pay for it now. Mm-hmm. And we're back to having carpets in our bedrooms. Only the bedrooms have carpet. The rest of the house is
Hardwood?
hardwood.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. Or
Wow.
tile like in the bathrooms.
I like carpeting in the bedrooms. I like carpeting through most of my house. I don't like getting up in the morning to cold floors. Even thermal convection heat. I really don't care for a hard surface floor, even when it's warm.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather have something tickly and plush under my feet.
Tickly.
And I don't care, like in the bedrooms, for the most part, we like thick, not shag, but a thicker carpet than we do in the rest of the house. So we use the real, like, Berbers and stuff on most of the house. But in the bedroom, I like thicker carpeting in there. You know, like Gina's office.
This woman, old woman, just walked all the way up. Go to the door. I don't know where she came from.
So the carpeting in Gina's office was in the house when we moved in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Lauren and Candace's room, which is usually, carpeting that your kids are in. But it was old when we got the house, and it's still some of the best carpet in the house. I wish I knew
Really?
what kind it was. Yeah, because it's got a couple of stain areas. Thank you, girls. That will never, ever come out. But it still looks just as good as it did when we bought the place. Probably.
Well, how often do you guys vacuum in? I mean, I think that's a big part of
Every
it
day.
too. Exactly.
It's vacuumed every
Oh,
single
you've got your little
Yeah.
robot, dude.
We come in and neat little vacuum trails over the floor. But we've had it cleaned professionally just a couple of times to try to get some of and it did make a big difference, and it has stayed that way. But it's still certain carpets, like we got in our bedroom, we got a not cheap carpet, but it was not as nice as some of the others. You can tell the difference. You can in the paths and stuff, the way the stuff wears out, over time. Of course, having that vacuum go over it every day, restoring the nap, doing away with those pathways helps a little bit, but still, it's like night and day difference between that old carpet that's 20 some years old and the carpet in our bedroom, which is probably 10 years old, and massive difference.
And the carpet in your living room is even newer than that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a little over a year old, about a year and a half, 2 years old.
Yeah.
But it's got like a 50-year warranty on it. It's the same kind of carpeting that they put in upscale hotels.
Yeah.
We wanted to get something that we would never have to worry about again. And you have to keep that warranty, you have to have it professionally cleaned once a year, which they just did.
I like that our bedroom carpet is really plush, but then we have these really nice hardwoods throughout the house that look really good. They're cold on your feet, of course.
At least when you first get out of bed, you don't have to be in there.
Nah.
Your thermostat, is it a programmable?
It's a Nest.
Oh, you actually have a Nest. So what you need to do is like I do. So you don't have to have a Nest to do this. If you've got one of those thermostats, which are really easy to install too. I mean, anybody can do this. It's literally 2 or 3 wires that you just plug into from your other thermostat. You turn the breaker off, put them in, boom, you're ready to go. Connect it to your Wi-Fi. But if it's connected to your home's Wi-Fi, then all you have to do is on your Google app is you can set up routines so that you can have like 30 minutes before you get up. It warms the house up for you.
Yep.
So we do that, which I'm getting ready to have to change them. So I've had them in winter mode, which is a lot warmer than summer mode.
Yeah.
So it's getting a little too hot in the morning while I'm getting ready. I'm like, I've got to turn this down. But the problem is if you do it too soon, then we have a cold snap and you're freezing to death in the morning. So I've been putting it off.
It's super nice. We have the internet guy coming out tomorrow to put in the Wi-Fi and all that good stuff. And
since you have a Nest, doesn't Nest also handle your router stuff?
Nest?
That's what we have here in the building. I know they have 4 or 5 Nest pods.
Mesh is what they have here.
No, it's Google Nest is what does that. So look.
Hold on. We got to do a sec. We're here.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country.
Here's Ashley Cook.
On KIX 102.5.
What are you talking about?
Here's Google Nest Wi-Fi. So with Google Nest, it has the main Nest hub works as a router. I'm pretty sure that is your Wi-Fi.
It's a thermostat.
Okay, Nest thermostat, but you don't have
the same thing as
Google Nest Wi-Fi. So you have a hub with all these Nest devices. It's what we have. So the whole thing, the router and 2 points, which is all you would need. You can get too many of these and they actually work against one another. Is $125.
They wouldn't be.
No, gosh no. And yes, not the modem. That's another important thing to know. You're still going to need a modem And usually what your what your internet provider will give you, who are you going with? Okay, so what they'll say is you have to use our modem, which is not true. You can go buy a modem, so you don't have to pay that monthly rental, which is what I did. Well, modems now are modem routers. They're all contained into one. So I have one of those behind my entertainment center, but we don't use the router on it. So I run a hard wire from it up through and over to my recording studio where I use Orbi, which Orbi looks a lot like this, and I think actually works better. So it looks like this. Where's mine? Looks like this. So you have this and two satellites. So this is in the studio, and then I have one of those that is behind the little chair in the living room next to the entertainment center, and the other one is out in the sunroom. And that covers the whole area, and it's all the same consistency. You can go through and actually do tests on it to see how it's working, and that's what Google Nest does. Like, so instead of that one router where you get really good internet in the living room and it's really weak if you get in the bedrooms or if you go outside, this provides an even coverage all over the entire place.
Cool. All right, here we go.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 749.
A late afternoon chance of showers today with highs in the upper 60s. It's 44 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at 4 states news and weather in just 11 minutes. Also, in the next hour,
We're talking about the ways that your parents humiliated or embarrassed you when you were growing up.
sheesh, those people. I mean, it's a wonder you made it through the 17, 18 years you spent with them, right?
Unless you are one of those folks who still live in your parents' basement or,
Okay,
you
so
know, what
30,
have you.
38 years or whatever. Yeah. Because no one is more humiliating than your parents. My parents, to this day, I cannot take my family to Branson because my parents had what can only be described as a sexual experience at a sirloin stockade over the Fresh-Tastics food bar when I was a kid.
What happened?
They were so into their eating. And they made noises, of how good the food was. It was, oh my gosh. I'm like, will you stop making but it's so good. No, it's not. It's a food bar. Humiliated to this day. I cannot show my face in that town.
So tell us how your parents humiliated you at 623-1025.
The lottery could change your life forever if you want it because it's one of the largest jackpots that they've ever had for the Mega Millions going to be happening this weekend.
$977 million. The jackpot for that, by the way, or the drawing for that is tomorrow night.
They're estimating it could be at over $1 billion by the time they do the drawing.
And if no one wins it tomorrow, then it's definitely over $1 billion.
So for the people who do play the lottery and tie up all the lines at the convenience store, thank you very much for the rest of us who are in a hurry, by the way. What do you do if you win that?
You've got a lot of options, I think.
You need to have a plan in place, I think, for what to do. What do you do with the ticket? What do you do with who do you call first? Do you tell everyone that you've won? So there is the state lottery and the Mega Millions have organized a step-by-step process you should follow if you win the lottery. Listen.
You just won the Mega Lottery jackpot. Here are some helpful hints on what to do next. First, secure your ticket. Hide it where no one will think to look, like in the basket where your dog keeps his chew toys. Next, don't tell anyone outside of your immediate family. Eventually, you'll have plenty of time to tell the 500 long-lost uncles you never knew you had. After that, hire a good attorney, not that personal injury lawyer you see on TV, because when he comes to visit you, he's going to slip and fall on your sidewalk. And finally, be yourself. Your newfound fortune doesn't make you better than the filthy begging peons and paupers trying to cross the moat of your brand new castle.
Hi there, Morning KIX.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. What's going on?
Well, hey, talking about the parents embarrassing you?
Yeah, how did your parents embarrass you?
How about a new student at a new school on homecoming night, and 2 students get into a fight that are fellow freshmen, and your parents break up the fight between the 2 students?
Can't we all just get along? Like, stay out of it, Mom.
We're going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
Yeah, I'm like, you get on the block and all of a sudden everybody knows you now.
Yeah, I'll buy you. Oh, you're the one whose parents got involved in Billy's fight. Yeah.
Great. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling.
Have a
man.
great day.
Okay, we're done. We're done.
Yeah, Ghostbusters, that's who you call. Always.
So if Mediacom tries to force you into buying one of their modems, they have to provide you with a list. The SEC.
They have.
Yeah, okay.
You've already seen it.
Of available ones.
Yeah.
And then Best Buy or Amazon.
And of
will
course,
have
the
them.
one that I won is like $400.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think the one we bought cost about that much. And it's stupid because you really, if you're going to use mesh, you don't need that heightened router functionality. You
Yeah.
just need the modem end of it. But you can't buy just the modem end of it anymore.
Yeah.
But you could get along with a cheaper modem as long as it has how many packets it can handle
Okay.
that you want to pay attention to. So how many bit packets it can translate or download or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You want that to be a really, really high number. And then if you do the mesh thing separately. You want to have the automatic garage door thing like I have?
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, where when you pull up, it opens, you know?
Mhm.
It's only like $14.
From Amazon?
Look up Meross.
Meross?
Meross garage door opener. Automatic garage door opener. It's a little tricky to put in, but not that big of a job.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a garage door opener?
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay, then it just fastens.
I'll be right back.
Took me a minute or two to figure it out. Well, they have it like $60 on here, but you can get it on Amazon for like $30. It has gone up a bit. See some of these others, the Cairo. One thing I will say about the Meross thing is it does not work well. It does work with Google, but not well because of Google. It's not because of the door opener. Google has all these proprietary steps that they make you take before they will make the door function. So you've had to first open your phone, and then Google makes you put in a code before they will allow the garage door thing to function, which is stupid. I mean, you could grab the remote off your visor and do that and bypass all of that. So it's really dumb. Smart Things and Android, Samsung Smart Things will work with geofencing. In other words, where you drive up when you get within a certain range, it will cause the garage door to open, which is what I use. The only problem is that Google owns Android, which is what these phones operate on. And Smart Things is an app that's aftermarket that comes on Samsung phones. And the two don't get along real well. So Google and Android will prevent those things from running with your phone closed. So sometimes you have to open your phone just to get that to be able to run. So it's like they go through an update. Samsung finds a workaround to allow its app to run in the background, even when you give it permission to run in the background on an Android phone. Android doesn't like that. Google doesn't like that. So they don't want you to depend on somebody else's product. So you, unfortunately, are the recipient of the results of this little battle going on between these two companies. So dumb. We're the ones that suffer because of it. You're getting a ticket, Jimmy? Yeah, my truck does have a button. It's not on the rear view mirror. It's on it's up on the thing. But getting that to function to actually match with a garage door opener is, with most modern garage door openers, unless your garage door opener is very new, because unfortunately a lot of the frequencies that these older garage door openers worked on are no longer even valid. The FCC has changed that. Now, you don't have to go out and change your garage door by those standards, but supposedly you're supposed to. So we're talking about, like on a lot of cars, they come with built-in garage door remotes.
Okay.
Frequencies, so that when you can actually cause the button to match up with your garage door opener.
Cool.
So that you don't have to have one of the little clicker things in your car.
Right.
Still requires that while you're driving and everything that you reach up and do that, which is a pain in the butt. I can actually move my geofencing location to a mile away from my house if I want to, so that when I go through that, it will open up. But I have it to where it's like down the street a little ways, so that by the time I go to the garage, pull into my driveway, my garage door is already open or opening. Oh, a lottery ticket. You're getting a lottery ticket. And mine won't match up with our garage door opener. Never been able to get it to match up. Tried numerous things. Gina's car will, and she uses that sometimes, because a lot of the times, that's the thing about the whole Smart Things thing. We were talking about the issue between Smart Things and Google and that automatic opener. So Google, it will work through Google. Google will see it and everything. But unfortunately, because Google is so stupid, they are so security conscious, and they don't want they want to do all of your thinking for you. They do not want to give you the ability to choose how to use their products. They are going to do all of that for you. So they've decided that it's not safe to allow you functionality of the garage door just because you're in zone. They will allow that, but first you have to open your phone, open the Google app, and put in a code, and then it will open the garage door. Why would that ever be a thing? Why? They can't see how that is not functional. That's not user. That's an engineer thinking for you.
Yeah.
It's more process-based than goal-based. And because of that, I mean, it'd be much quicker just to use the remote.
Right.
So, but with Smart Things, they do the geofencing thing, and it actually works, where if you get within a certain area of wherever you've marked, wherever that might be, you could put it in another state if you wanted to, that it will cause the garage door to open. The unfortunate thing is that Android is Google, and Google owns Android. So they don't want you using another app. So they limit the functionality of these other apps to where sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And Samsung's constantly trying to find workarounds that they do around Google's clamping down on you being able to use their products. It's another thing Google has started doing is when you get an update, they've started downloading bloatware to your phone.
Oh.
Automatically. The other day I went through and I found a whole bunch of games and stuff that I've never done anything, and I hadn't downloaded any recent apps or anything. So I began looking it up and researching it. Sure enough, this is something that Google does. They now sell that to advertisers because you are the product, not the customer.
Yeah.
And they are selling you.
Here we go. 8 seconds.
So irritating.
Mostly sunny skies today with a late afternoon chance of showers and highs in the upper 60s. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows down in the upper 40s. A chance of showers Friday afternoon, highs in the upper 60s. Saturday, sunshine, but a little cooler, highs in the upper 50s.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar showing a few clouds over the 4 states.
45 in Granby, 40 in Pittsburgh, 45 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, site of the KIX app.
So we're talking about the ways that your parents, those lousy people who helped raise you and clothe you and put food in your mouth and clothes on your back, or clothes in your mouth and food on your back, whatever they would do. The ways that they would humiliate you when you were a kid. What's the worst way that your parents embarrassed you?
You can call or text and tell us at 623-1025.
Or tell us on Facebook.
Here's Luke Bryan
On the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
My life was just one big humiliation when I was a kid because my dad was a preacher. So it was just one humiliation after another.
Oh, Candace commented on something just now.
Facebook?
Yeah. Come back and comment on this post. I'm sure she's got some really good, embarrassing stories of things that you have done to her.
Which one did she comment?
It's loading.
Yeah, this whole meta thing. Isn't that so much fun? Man babies.
Okay, well, it's just not loading for me, so cool.
We all got sick last year, but he says his was different. He was way sicker. That's me. That's the worst case possible will always happen to me.
Hey, Candace, come back and comment on this topic.
She's probably not on the video.
My mom always said preachers' kids are the worst. I heard that too.
Yeah, we are. We are. But it's because of the humiliation we undergo at our
Is
hands
that
of our
what
parents.
it is? I don't know that that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I remember one time, and I've told this story before, about how I discovered that if my mother made all my clothes, of course, until I was about 14 or 15 years old. But I discovered that if I would turn my suit jacket, I was about 3, and I had this little plaid, nasty 70s looking suit that she would make me wear. But I discovered if I turned it inside out, that the satin lining, or whatever it was, the real shiny, slick inner lining, nylon or whatever, if I turned it inside out and put it on backwards, that I could lay on my stomach and get a really good hard push and slide almost all the way to the back of the church under the pews on my belly.
Yeah.
That way the brass buttons that were on this jacket, were behind me and everything. And I get a really good push. And people were lifting their feet out of the way so that I could experiment with this. And I had discovered that if I grabbed hold of the legs of the pews that everyone was sitting in, did a really hard push and push with my feet, I could get that much further. So I was like within one pew of making it all the way to the back of the church, stomach surfing on the hardwood floors, and doing all this during my father's sermon. And my dad was one of these, fiery Baptist, and the Lord, hey, one of those type of preachers. Yeah. And I noticed it had gotten quiet. That there was no more, and I just completed what was an almost record-breaking run. I could hear the crowds cheering and the judges finally writing their 10s on their scorecards and everything. And I look up, and there is my father standing over me in the aisle. And he grabbed me up and took me outside onto the front porch and wore me out, spanked me, and then brought me back in, set me on the front row, went back up into behind the pulpit and continued preaching. And there I was, humiliated beyond belief and just have a spanking. Plus, I've got the sniffle cries, the and I couldn't get it under control. My breathing was just, and I remember him in the middle of his preaching, never breaking stride, just stop it and going right back into it. And then I'm like, yeah, that was probably my most humiliating, not the only, but the humiliations that I suffered at their hands were so extreme that everything else seemed small compared to them.
So there was one time my dad and I were driving home from school, and there was a boy in the car next to us. And I kind of glanced over at him, whatever. I was still looking out the window, I was kind of daydreaming. My dad real slowly starts rolling down my window. And as I notice what he's doing, I look over, and the boy is looking at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And my dad's like,
she likes
I was like,
you.
Stop it, Dad.
My dad would drive me to school a lot of mornings. He worked for the school systems too, for the DOT as a bus inspector, but he would drive me to school in his farm truck. I hated that. He'd drop me off in front of the school with that built bed 65 Chevy pickup that just was embarrassing. I was like, can you drop me off down here? No, I'll take you right up to the door.
Morning, Rudy. Cindy just texted asking what her plan was.
Did you tell her?
Said, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. I think she was wondering if I didn't get it.
Yeah, she just sent it to me.
But see there, it tells me whenever the garage door has been closed or opened or anything too. It's so screwed up the way smart things work.
Hold on, here we go.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:09.
A late afternoon chance of showers today with highs in the upper 60s. It's 45 in Joplin.
And we're wanting to know, what's the worst way that your parents embarrassed you when you were a kid growing up with them?
So whenever I had friends in the car with me and we were all singing along to one of the songs, my dad would have the music really loud. So, we're all singing loudly so we don't be embarrassed. And then I'd be like, really getting into it. And he would really quickly turn the radio down.
Yes!
And I'm just like freestyling, and everyone would just be like, what are you doing?
So I humiliated my daughter. She used to have sleepovers, and all of her friends would come over, and I couldn't remember any of their names, so I just called them all Janice. Each one of them was named Janice. So it humiliated her, but her friends loved it. To this day, they still have a group of friends that gets together, and they call themselves the Janices.
That's so good.
Yeah, so my daughter may not have realized what I was doing for her, but I was making her very popular.
623-1025 to tell us how your parents embarrassed you.
Here's Carly Pierce.
On KIX 102.5.
It's a true story. They all call themselves the Janices. They have a Facebook group called the Janices. And this is 10 years after they've graduated, or been out of school, 10, 11 years.
Morning, Carolyn. How you doing? We haven't seen you in a hot minute.
They still refer to themselves as the Janices. And I'm like, you're welcome.
Jimmy says she was dropped off in a police car.
See, now that would be kind of cool. You could manipulate and utilize that to your benefit.
I think what else my dad was also the pull my finger guy.
Yes.
So we'd be in the middle of the grocery store.
You've never had a real father
and
unless
he'd be like, pull my
finger.
Dad, stop it. Or we'd be walking through like the produce section and there'd be some people around us and he'd be like, whew, Jen.
Did you fart?
What? Ooh. New Country Dirt's going up today. Yay. He just sent me the proof to watch. Man, I looked real pale in that video yesterday. No, Cindy's so sweet. She's so excited.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, try it. What are you trying?
Well, I'm putting. Why are there two of these now?
Because you're trying something. You're getting crazy.
Ah, you piece of garbage.
Telefono.
Hi there, Morning Kicks.
So, you want to know how my parents embarrassed me?
Yeah.
Yes, what happened?
They gave birth to my sister, except she's older.
What? Did they do it in front? If she's older, no, that I don't get it.
That was very good. And as someone who has two older sisters, I felt that very deeply. So thank you.
You were embarrassed that they had given birth to them?
Sometimes sisters are just
Well,
awful
yeah,
to
definitely
you.
sisters. I get that.
Thanks for calling. Have a good one.
Yeah. My older sister is a big fan, though.
Yeah, your older sister. She's
Oh,
just
here,
so sweet.
Samsung has an update. No, wait. Kept it from updating. I don't want it to update. It's another thing. Every time they update the app, it makes it no longer works.
It makes it. Where is? It's not what I want. I want this one.
Oh, boy.
Oh, there you go. Chris didn't know how to change the title on the live. And so their video just kept saying, Restream helps you multi-stream and reach your audience.
Oh, did they finally do it?
I was like, you can change that, right? So he did.
Have you watched any of it?
I haven't watched any of it, no.
I wonder.
I've just scrolled past it.
I tried to show him how to do the compression levels and everything on the vocals, on the volumes, and he just kind of drools while I'm telling him.
I think they need to frame up their cameras a little better.
Why? Who said I'm up to anything, Carolyn? I'm not up to anything.
We know how you are. Oh my gosh. Gender swapped office.
What?
Oh my gosh.
What?
Where is. How do I share this with you?
Would you?
Is that gonna work? Okay, I'll put it in our little restream. There you go.
Where do I go? Where? What?
Click on the thing I just put in restream. Oh my gosh! We had to fix camera 3 so Megan brings puppies.
Oh, that's weird.
Hold on, we gotta sec here real fast.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen.
Wanting to know how your kids embarrassed you, how you embarrassed your.
No, how your parents embarrassed you
Okay.
when you were a kid. Come on, Jen.
Here's Jason Aldean.
On KIX. What the heck? How your kids know. How you embarrassed your. No.
Okay.
Boy, it takes a minute to identify all of them.
I know. I could. Okay, so it's.
That's that guy.
Why can't I remember names right now?
Oh no, and that's Michael, and that's Phyllis,
That's not Phyllis. It is Phyllis. You're
Yes.
right. Phyllis.
and then that is Gabe, and that is what's her name?
Which one's Gabe?
One on the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, but which character is Gabe in The Office?
Oh, you haven't gotten to that yet? Tall, skinny guy from the new company?
No.
That's, what's her name? That's Dwight's girlfriend, second one on the second row. That's douchebag, third one.
Ryan, and then Stanley,
And then Toby.
and then Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. And then that's, what's his name? Creeper guy, the old dude.
Creed.
And that's Phyllis, the lower right-hand
No,
corner.
that's Meredith.
Meredith, yeah, Meredith.
Oh my gosh, what is that guy's name? The first one that's going to drive me crazy. Kevin.
Yeah.
Where's Andy? Andy and Jim and Pam aren't on here.
They're not on there. That's weird.
Michael Scott doesn't look terrible.
Yeah, he does.
I don't think he looks that
Somebody has a lot of time on their hand.
bad. Bring rain! Randy, we have to fix the
Gonna
camera.
Piddle on the floor. Hey, Megan broke it. I have tried to fix the camera.
It.
Go to town. I have spent my time trying to fix
You're
it.
more camera savvy than I am.
I have proven that I'm not.
You can bring rain and have my camera, Megan.
Well, now that's not a bad trade.
I don't blame them. I'd rather see a puppy than me too. It's fine.
Any day.
Okay, we don't need to like really nail it in there. We get it.
Boy. Howdy.
And then I'll just sit on mic 3 and it'll be fine. In fact, the door's open right now, Megan. 10 seconds. 5.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
A chance of showers late today with highs in the upper 60s. It's 45 in Joplin.
And we're wanting to know about the ways that your parents embarrassed you when you were a kid, the way they humiliated you when you were growing up with them.
You can call or text to tell us what they did at 417-623-1025.
How did your parents embarrass you?
Well, my mom likes to wait till I have friends over and pull out the album book.
Oh, moms love to get out the photo album and show the naked baby pictures, don't they?
Well, not just that, the embarrassing. I used to be a chubby baby.
Mm-hmm.
She would tell them embarrassing stories about when I was little and everything.
They live for that.
They'd be like, she was so fat.
We weren't sure she was ever going to lose that baby weight.
We used to just roll her to the table in the morning.
How did your parents embarrass you?
I had a bunch of my buddies over at my mom's house, and my mother had false teeth, and she went in the other room, left us alone, and all of a sudden she come running in the front room, jumped on my lap, took her false teeth out and sucked her mouth, her lips in, had her hair ratted up, and told me to give her big mama a big old kiss right in front of my buddies. Embarrassed the heck out of me.
He's still talking to therapists about that to this day.
Oh, yes. My buddies, they had a great time. I didn't.
You just went and got the paper bag and put it over your head, right?
Oh, you betcha. I didn't want to show my face the next day.
How did your parents embarrass you when you were growing up?
So we're standing in Venture's checkout line.
Uh-huh.
And I kid you not, my mom started rubbing on my back and goes, do you have a bra on?
Hey, boys, my daughter's not wearing a bra!
And every head turns. How did your parents embarrass or humiliate you?
Well, I kind of lucked out. I didn't have a lot of embarrassing moments for my parents, but clothes shopping with Mother was always probably the most embarrassing thing with me.
Oh, you look so adorable in there. Here, try on these overalls.
Exactly.
I want to put you in a little hat.
Yeah.
My mom used to make me model everything that she bought me.
Walk up and down here. Let's see how it looks on you. And then call over the store owner. How does this look?
Turn around. Let me see how it fits in the back.
Or they'll call up a stranger. Do you think this looks good on him?
Yep.
Tell us the ways that your parents embarrassed you when you were a kid.
You can call us at 623-1025.
Or tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country. We got a text that says, come on, Randy, she needs to watch Porky's.
I don't think she does. I don't think that's that great of a movie.
What's Porky's?
It's a movie. I don't think it's that great a one, though.
See, Megan's going to put a little diaper on the baby puppy so it's no messes.
I hope so.
Puppies welcome, always. We've had dogs in here several times. Mark's brought his dog. Peter brought his dog.
In the studio, maybe not quite so often.
We bought the Mutt Madness dog last year, the winner. Came in briefly. Have you ever brought Bella in here? No. Rain has a little attitude. We'll put her on the mic. You go, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Megan says no on Porky's.
Yeah,
What is it?
It's one of those stupid. Don't call it a sexploitation movie. Really, it's one of those stupid coming of age movies that's mostly sexually motivated and like it's high school, hijinks and stuff.
Mm. You need to have a dog day. Everyone bring your dog to work. That would be insane in a radio station.
Not really the best idea of spending a day.
Kathy also says no Porky movies.
Yeah, I don't think much of those movies. They're not that entertaining.
Like Sausage Party, just the molded version? The molded? No. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like old? Moldy old? Actually, weirdly enough, Kyle and I got into a conversation about Sausage Party the other day, and I don't remember why. But he mentioned that all of the hot dogs were dudes. And all the hot dog buns were girls. Yeah.
And it's just a very male type movie.
Mm-hmm. Seth Rogen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that dip looks so good.
Dip?
Smoked pizza dip.
Dip looks so good.
You need 2 hunks of cream cheese, a pound of Italian sausage cooked,
All dips need a hunk.
8 ounces of shredded mozzarella, a diced onion, a bag of mini pepperoni, and a jar of pizza sauce. This person also put a lot of seasoning. Oh, and then you put it in the smoker. Let it get happy, and then you dip your garlic bread in it. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my gosh. That is just some good looking. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, easy there. You're being a lot like my parents in the stupid Fresh-Tastics food bar.
Oh, they're using Bosco sticks, which have the cheese inside. And then a pile of antacids next to it.
Yes.
There are such interesting things on the KIX timeline, and I don't understand how it got there.
I don't either.
People have just followed some weird stuff on this page, I guess. Like, why? Why?
Why not? What are we looking at?
I don't know. I'm getting a weird craft video on KIX's timeline. Crafting. And they're doing some resin thing.
Oh, on the timeline. Yeah, there's all these stupid, what do you call it, time waster pages?
Yeah.
That all of a sudden are appearing all over our timeline.
Why?
I have no idea.
Ooh, Randy.
Dull Men's Club. I have unfollowed that and tried to block it and hidden it because I'm sick to death of seeing those on there.
Mm-hmm.
And still see them.
They want to know if there is a hint up or a clue on the website or if we're working on it.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. Maybe. Me. Mommy Needs a Recipe is another one that pops up all the time. No. Have you ever sheared a sheep?
No, but I have witnessed it. I have been there when one was being sheared.
What's it like?
It's smelly, messy, hot. It's always during the summer or early summer, and they nick them frequently.
No.
Unfortunately, so it's just a messy deal all the way around, and it's really gross.
Why?
So the wool that they shear from them is usually matted and has dirt and poop and everything else in it. They have to shear it or else they would die. It would literally suffocate their skin. Yeah, their skin couldn't breathe. And also the amount of bacteria and stuff that gets into the wool.
What do wild sheep do then? Are there wild sheep?
Well, they're not bred for their wool production necessarily. These sheep have been bred for thousands of years to produce more wool so that every year it will have to be taken off. They can harvest it.
Mm-hmm. So it comes off real stinky.
Real stinky
and
nasty.
Gross.
Has to go through this whole washing, bleaching process before it's able to be carded and then spun.
Huh. Oh my gosh. He looks like he has a chicken leg.
My father never raised sheep, thankfully. It's one animal we didn't have, but he did have goats when I was little, really little.
Do you shear goats?
No. He milked goats.
Mm.
You got to run really fast.
What? To catch them? Did he make goat cheese?
They did make goat cheese.
I love goat cheese.
So all the babies, including me, were lactose intolerant really bad when we were small and couldn't take breast milk or many of the formulas that were available at that time. But goat milk was fine. So I guess we grew up on goat milk. I don't remember any of this, but.
Can you drink milk now? I've seen you drink milk.
Yeah. Just baby stomachs are a lot more sensitive at that early developmental age usually.
Oh my gosh. His skin looks like a chicken skin.
Your skin looks like a chicken skin.
Go read Jimmy's comment. Probably can't fool.
Nope, never been good at that. Like, I know what you're doing. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:32.
Wanting to know the ways your parents humiliated you?
when you were a kid growing up?
623-1025.
Here's Dirks Bentley.
On KIX 102.5. What if your parents are really good at humiliating you now?
Well,
in your
I guess,
adulthood?
but we want those. You were a lot more susceptible to humiliation when you were a kid.
Ga-ga-ba-ga-ba. Mm. Have you got your eclipse glasses yet
No,
for next month?
I have not. And I realized that it would probably be, if you're going to look at it, you need to be getting those now because it's just going to get more and more and more stupid expensive if you don't.
So I've heard some people saying that you can get some for free, and I don't know where that is, though.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of places giving them away, but that's going to be a limited supply, and they're going to go really, really fast. Last big eclipse we had, if you remember, there were lots of freebies around, but you couldn't find them anywhere leading up to the event. So
they've got them on sale all over the place if you want to buy them.
Amazon has got some, but also be very careful and read the reviews and everything before you buy anything because some of them don't do what they're supposed to do.
Thanks to these glasses, I am now blind. Some are expensive.
Probably. I mean,
what's the specialty thing about the film on the...
Well, if you get real eclipse glasses that you should watch, you can get the little paper, plastic, and cardboard ones. But if you get the real ones, then they're made out of tempered glass. It's like a welder's helmet. So you could spend as much as you could spend on a welder's helmet for those.
Got 30 seconds. Middle of 8th grade graduation, my dad sneezed, and he has a very distinct, loud, ridiculous sneeze. Sounds derogatory.
Woo! You love those, don't you?
$15 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:35.
A late afternoon chance of showers today with highs in the upper 60s. It's 45 in Joplin.
And we're talking about the ways that your parents would embarrass you when you were growing up. What's the worst way that they humiliated you?
Call or text to tell us at 417-623-1025.
How did your parents humiliate you?
Well, it's not what my parents, it's what I did to my daughter.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Let it rip. Let's hear it.
Okay, she used to work over at one of the local restaurants, and she worked drive-through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I pulled up there and done my little hillbilly accent really good through the speakerphone. Say, how y'all doing? I'd like to get some of them there fancy burritos you got in there.
Oh, my gosh.
About that time, my daughter goes, okay, Dad, pull through. And the little girl behind, I heard her say, who was that? She goes, that was my father.
With so much disgust in her voice.
Oh, yeah. I pulled up the drive-up window, and she goes, thanks a lot, Dad.
Yeah, that's awesome. You can always count on dads for that little extra mile that they go to embarrass you.
How did your parents humiliate you?
When I was a kid, I sold one of my brother's toys for $5, and they allowed him to sell something of mine that was $5. And of all things he picked my diary and sold it for $5.
Oh, my God. No.
My whole life in a book for $5.
You can't make stuff like this up.
You can't come back from it either.
No, that is awesome.
What did your parents do to humiliate you?
When I was like 15, my stepdad had to buy me tampons for the first time.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And when he came home, I had a couple of my friends in the yard. Like, we were all just hanging out. And, of course, they were boys.
Yeah.
So my stepdad gets out of the car, and he's like, don't worry, he's got your plugs. And he's waving them around in the air, screaming at the top of his lungs, I got your plugs. Don't worry, I got your plugs.
Got your plugs? Oh, my God.
Hey, trust me, the boys all thought he was talking about spark plugs.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, screaming in front of everyone. Everyone just kind of stopped and looked at me and then went home.
So, what did your parents do to embarrass you when you were a kid?
When I was 14, I was dating a boy that had just turned 16. Before my mother would allow me to go anywhere with him, she had to get in the car and he had to drive her around for almost 2 hours to prove that he was a sufficient driver.
At least that's why she told you that she was riding around.
Yeah.
It's called living exponentially. Yeah.
What did your parents do to embarrass you growing up?
You can text or tell us at 623-1025.
Or tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
That confused me tremendously.
I wasn't done talking.
Yeah, you are.
You done.
Oh, you're done.
What's the Devil's Comet?
What?
I don't know. Kathy said, got to get glasses so I can see the Devil's Comet.
So you can write correctly, you mean?
Is that what they're calling the eclipse? The Devil's Comet?
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 Not comment?
She said comet.
Okay. Comet.
Comet. You should still be able to see it over in Frontenac.
Oh, yeah. You'll be able to see it. You're going to experience it. It's going to get dark.
Yeah, you're going to experience it, you know.
Whether you like it or not.
So if you're wanting to go out and see a movie this year, here are allegedly the top movies of 2024.
Yeah, there's
according to Study Finds. Okay.
a bunch coming out.
Number 7, Nosferatu, which comes out Christmas.
I've seen the trailer for this already, and it's the so it's the vampire movie, but it's the rabbit fanged, the bald headed with the pointy ears thing. I don't know. It was originally a silent movie, so I don't know how you put story to this, but
is it supposed to be scary?
Yeah.
Or okay. Wicked Part 1 comes out on November 27th. That one I'm excited for.
Yeah, that might be good.
Gladiator 2, November 22nd. I don't know anything about that. When was Gladiator 1?
You're kidding me. You've not seen well, we're going to make sure you see Gladiator 1. It's the story of Commodus, Emperor Commodus, and Russell Crowe was in the original one. So it's a fictional story written around the time period of Commodus, whatever you want to call him.
So this is part 2 of the Russell Crowe movie?
Joaquin Phoenix played, So Russell Crowe dies in the first movie, but he humiliates Commodus, and Commodus played by Joaquin Phoenix. I don't know if Joaquin Phoenix is returning for this.
I don't know.
It seemed like I heard that he was. But it's a continuation of the corruption of his reign.
Number 4, Joker Folie à Deux comes out on October 4th.
What is it?
Folie à Deux, which is
Part
like
2?
Second comedy.
Yeah.
Number 3, Beetlejuice.
Yes.
I saw the first look photos of those yesterday.
You did? I can't believe there's not a trailer for this. That's coming out in September, and there's still not a trailer for this been released. If you go online and try to search for a trailer, you're going to find a bunch of
fan-made
clickbait things.
Deadpool and Wolverine comes in at number 2. The number 1 best movie to come out in 2024, Dune Part 2, which is in theaters right now.
It's out right now, and that's the best one?
Allegedly.
All right.
Which I haven't even seen the first one. It's about sand, right? And spices.
Well, it's about worms.
Oh, worms?
If you've ever had worms, you will be able to relate really well to it.
Kathy says it's a comet that hasn't been seen in 71 years. Look it up, Randy. Ghostbusters is out the 29th of October, or when?
I thought that was already.
Ghostbusters?
Why did I think that was already out? don't know why.
Oh, 29th of this month. Oh, so like a little over a week.
I thought it was getting very close. Yeah.
Now, is this the original guys coming back, or is this a totally new
this
thing?
Is the new thing.
But it's not the women.
I don't think so. I think it's a new cast.
Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Doesn't look that great. I think they're really cheap.
Oh, Bill Murray's in it, though.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. Oh, and Dan Aykroyd.
Okay, so maybe it is more the original.
Paul Rudd's going to be in this one.
Wow.
Wow. Ernie Hudson is coming back to reprise Winston.
Maybe. Okay, maybe it will be decent.
Got a lot of the OGs in it. Oh.
Oh.
Wow, she looks so young.
Who?
Emily Allen Lind is in this movie in Ghostbusters. Oh, Natalie Allen Lind is how I know, because her sister. Okay. She's 21 years old, and she looks like she's like 12 or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, McKenna Grace is in this one. McKenna Grace, who reminds me of Kiernan Shipka. Devil Comet is a comet that's been around for 71 years, Jimmy says.
Yes.
Why do they call it Devil's Comet?
Because they thought that it was a portent of evil and doom. The superstitious idiot. Medieval. We're all going to die.
Interesting. Sometimes you just gotta wonder.
Why, yonder.
Oh my goodness. Have a good one, Kathy.
Or a bad one, whichever you prefer. Get me a bad one.
You're right. I shouldn't tell you what to do.
Quit being so bossy.
Sorry about that. Who is this? A new follower on TikTok.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Here's Old Dominion with Mega Maroney.
On KIX 102.5.
Done with that. What is this? Done with that. What is this? Done with that. Did you hear about this? A group of suspected bank robbers the FBI has referred to as the Little Rascals. They're now in custody. One of them is only 11 years old.
What?
11, 12, and 16-year-old boys.
Good
Charged locally with robbery by threat.
How does an 11-year-old end up robbing banks? Banks, plural.
Isn't that wild?
Crazy.
I guess because they're kids. You wouldn't expect kids to walk in and start stealing from you.
Well, what do they have to do to be taken seriously in those situations? I mean,
Right.
How bad? Crazy.
We're robbing Wells Fargo. Oh, they were taken in by their parents who recognized them by surveillance photos.
Well, finally, mom and dad gets involved.
Mm-hmm. How long's the drive to Columbus? 45?
About that, yeah. Remember?
No, not really.
Depends on which way you go to get there, but we go up by Coral Junction and over.
Okay. So we'll need to be pretty quick tomorrow about getting out of here.
Yes. In fact, we need to track and be out of here like
Okay. Oh my gosh, my stomach is going to eat it. So this morning. That's one thing I've noticed with these pills they gave me is like I am ravenously hungry if I don't eat within like an hour of taking them. Ten seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states number one for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:50.
We'll see mostly sunny skies today with a late afternoon chance of showers, highs in the upper 60s. It's 45 in Joplin.
And we've got the Morning KIX takeover getting ready to start in just 5 minutes.
So make sure to go on the KIX app or the KIX website and vote for the songs that you want to hear this morning.
But we're talking today about the worst way that your parents humiliated you when you were a kid, having to live with them.
You can call or text to tell us at 623-1025.
How did your parents embarrass you?
He had an amazing ability. He had the worst silent but deadlies, and the guy could clear a restaurant. And you'd break somebody over or whatever, and that event would happen, and you'd just get a little grin, But that'd be about it. And it seemed like he had the ability to do it on demand.
Yeah, we could tell time by my father. In the morning when he got up, we knew 7:35. There goes Dad.
These were silent but very deadly.
Almost set your clock by my dad.
How did your parents humiliate you?
Well, it wasn't me. It was my sister. She was throwing a fit. She couldn't have a little dolly, and so my mother sat down on the Walmart floor and started kicking and screaming.
Yeah, your mother did?
Sure did.
What?
Your mother laid on the floor just kicking and screaming?
Yep, said she wanted that dolly, and she wasn't leaving without it.
You know what you should have done is yanked your mother up by her arm and taken her out into the parking lot and spanked her butt. That would have been a good one.
Sometimes you just got to show your kids how ridiculous they're being, and then they're like, oh, you're right.
I get it. And you hope they do. If they don't, then maybe you need to put them in special classes.
How did your parents humiliate you growing up?
Well, my mom is kind of a party animal, and we were all out, and I was, being the good girl, and there was a bachelor party going on, and my mom thought it would be a good idea to get drunk and go dance with all these college kids. And my friend looks over and goes, "Is that your mom?" I'm like, "No, that is not my mom. I have no idea who that lady is."
It's like right out of a movie right there.
How did your parents humiliate or embarrass you in public?
When I was 19, I brought now my husband over to meet my parents, and my dad, I guess, decided to not wear underwear that day.
To not wear underwear?
Yeah, and so my husband seen pretty much everything of my dad, and I wasn't aware of it, and he pulled me in the kitchen, and he was like, your dad, and told me about it, and it was bad.
had everything swinging in the breeze.
Wait, so your dad wasn't wearing underwear while you were around?
You know, it's a wonder you and your husband ended up married at all.
We've been married 11 years now, and we still bring that up.
Maybe your dad, in a way, was threatening him.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what it was.
Exert my manhood. Yeah. So, okay, man. No need.
No,
It's all right.
we're good.
Yeah,
I'm good, thanks.
We're good. Tell us how what's the way your parents embarrassed you when you were a kid growing up?
You can text us at 623-1025.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. I don't know why the who's humiliating who and where and how is throwing me off so bad. When is the first gin tours? George Carver first?
Yeah, we talked about doing that first.
I don't know that we've necessarily picked. What was I looking up? I was literally looking something up. Oh, a calendar. I don't know why I'm looking at the one on my phone. Let's see.
All right.
What is this?
What is what?
March 28th, book starts? Oh, book.
Jen, you okay?
No, I'm clearly not okay. Okay. I was like, we supposed to be writing a book? What's going on?
Gotta get it written.
Idiot, Jen.
Turn your book in. Get your book report due.
You're a lot busier than I, so I'll leave it up to you when you want to start.
Start what?
Gin tours back up.
Oh. Yeah, it needs to be after Easter. Probably mid-April we could do that. So, until then, just shelve that. Just a little too busy right now. Yeah. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the most boring fact about you. We've done this before, I know, but I feel like we've not obtained the absolute, ultimate, penultimate boredom fact about you.
I have fingernails.
So I'm breathing through both nostrils right now.
Yeah.
That's one of my top ones right now.
That's a really good one. I like it. Also, another chance to guess someone's secret zone at 7:20.
I can do this with my finger.
Wow.
Yeah. Pop that, Linda. Okay, so think about the most boring fact about you and share that with us tomorrow because nobody's going to feel like doing anything anyway. Plus, we'll have the Morning Kicks Challenge, Secret Sound, all that stuff happening tomorrow. Plus, we're going to be out at Columbus for their triathlon to benefit St. Jude after the show. So, a lot going on tomorrow.
A lot going on.
So, have a great rest of your day.
Bye.